There was a question once asked, who is the greatest amongst us? That was a long time ago. Someone asked that question. Religious question. Biblical question. The reason I'm choosing this topic today is because it's also a very important question. And I know, you're probably wondering, well, why are you talking about biblical stuff if you're talking about the mindset? Well, you'd be surprised to find that a lot of what I talk about is, you can find in a lot of spiritual books. It's nothing new. It's the rebirth of it all coming together in a time that is mostly needed. But it does bring up a good point. Who really is the greatest amongst all humans? Who's the greatest? Is it the Buddhas? Is it the Jesus? Is it the Gandhis? Is it the grown people? Is it the old people? Is it the people from different races and different backgrounds and whatnot? Or is it the children? For those who say it's the children, yes, it's the children. The greatest amongst us and the greatest example of humanity are the children. Why is that? Well, you see, when we get older, we lose a lot. We lose a lot. We lose the ability to imagine, to truly imagine, unconditionally to believe. See, imagining is not just to sit there and to imagine a brand new car or to imagine you flying. No, that's not true imagining. Imagining is believing what you see within yourself. That is the highest form of imagining. Okay? Why is that so important? Well, when you look at so many other teachings, and they're talking about manifestation and bringing about your desires, one of the biggest tools that we teach is imagination. But when you look at the highest percentage of individuals who try to utilize this amazing, powerful tool, many find it difficult. Many cannot imagine. And the ones that can imagine, they still are not quite capable of manifesting at the level and the degree that they expected to. Why is that? Well, when we imagine, okay, we have to practice. We have to work hard at developing something we once found simple, once found something that we utilize as an everyday. It was just part of us. We were able to, as children, we were able to visualize and see the world around us how we chose it to be. If we wanted to be a firefighter, we would be a firefighter. And every sound, every feeling, every fiber in our being will tell us we really are firefighters. And your mom and dad would come and say, oh, you're not a firefighter. You're like, oh, yes, I am, Mom. Oh, yes, I am, Dad. And you would argue with them. You would fight them. You would just tell them, look, I am a firefighter. Because you believed it. In your mind, you were not lying. You was a child. The truth of what you believed in your mind was so real. But as we get older, we find it hard to believe. We have to meditate and visualize and use affirmations for days, for weeks, for months. We have to reprogram our minds just to finally get to a point where we start to really believe what we're seeing in our minds. Okay? So the children, they have that purity. They're not tainted. Their minds, whatever they see, whatever they can hold here, they truly believe. Children don't hold resistance. They don't hold anger. All of these things cause separation. Now, why is that so important that they don't hold anger or strife or resistance? Because, like we spoke before in previous recordings, any form of resistance causes separation from your desires from source. It doesn't allow, resistance does not allow you to live in the reality that you desire. In fact, it keeps you from it. Children are able, especially babies, when they're small, they're already at the master level of manifesting or allowing what they want. When a child is young, they don't really know how to communicate right, but with the right vibration, it could be they could cry, or they can make certain sounds, and right away the parent already knows, oh, the child needs this, the child needs that, and they take care of the child, and the child gets what it wants. It gets fed, it gets changed, and it happens quickly. Instant manifestation, because there is no resistance to stop the flow of their desire to come into their life. It's by being in the flow, in the absolute flow, that they're able to successfully get what they need to survive. They trust in the flow at such a level subconsciously that everything is given, everything is provided. The security, the love, everything, the food, everything is given to them. As we become older, we create the resistance within ourselves, within our minds, based off the environment that we live in, and the circumstances and situations that we live in and we experience. And we become these adults who forget to dream, who forget to believe, who stop trusting in a law, the law of flow, that has protected us and provided to us since we were children. But as we get older, we forget about this law. We stop trusting in this law. We stop believing in the make-believe. But then as we get older, we start to practice and learn more and try to understand more about what makes these universal laws so powerful, and how do we, and then we start asking questions, how do we successfully apply them? And we end up, instead of going in a straight line, we end up going in circular, like the Lion King says, a circular life, and we end up going back to the beginning of the way when we were children. We go back to learning to revisualize. We go back to learning how to believe in who and what we are, which is believing in the make-believe. We go back to just trusting and allowing. And then since we're older and we've been taught so incorrectly, and then we chose to continue to believe the incorrect way, instead of being these big, strong adults, we actually become more of big victims in the world. And we get caught up in the illusions and the lies, and we forget how powerful we truly are. So to answer that question, again, I ask the question, who is the greatest amongst us? It is children. At their purest form, children believe and allow, and those are the greatest things that as we get older we lose. So I say unto you, become childlike. Learn to believe beyond anything you can ever imagine in your mind. Learn to trust in the process and the flow of life and to source, that all things are possible unto you only if you truly believe. Learn these way of thinking. Accept them. That's the first step. Just accept. I am powerful. I am capable of all things. I am that I am. And because of that statement, all things are possible unto me, unto you, unto us, unto all those who believe. Once again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Any great ideas for any topics you want me to cover, let me know. Comment at the bottom. Shoot me out an email. youinterpretation@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. As always, this is Ray. Love and peace.